This is Sergio from Cage Side Press. I am joined today by UFC featherweight Danny Chavez. How are you doing?
Hello, hello. Good afternoon. How's everybody doing? Thank you very much for the interview.
Yeah, of course, man. No problem. So I'm up in Canada. What's it like down there? Like up here, we're still just opening up. I know you're down there where everything's pretty open, but what's training been like the past year or so?
You know, during the COVID, it was we were closed to like June, and then gyms started opening, but we had restrictions. We could have certain amount of people. You could only open like 50% capacity, and you still have to wear the mask even if you're training. If anybody, if any well, anyone from the any cop would come in and see us without wearing the mask, they would have it would have closed down the gym to us. They were like very strict at the beginning, but heading into like I'll say middle I'll say August and stuff like that. Yeah, we were able to really be kind of like almost. I think we were 100% open like around September, if I'm not wrong. The only thing we still had to be careful was catching COVID because everybody was, no matter what you say, will catch COVID. So, but it's been good. I know that Canada just opened. It's crazy, man. Like, you know, I knew that because I talked to what's this guy's name? In my last fight, I ran into uh, Faraz.
Faraz
I always,
Sahabi?
yeah, you go. I always forget his name. I can't say it. I've never been able to say his name. And I'm a big fan of his. I think he's a very smart guy in the game. And he talked to me, and I took a picture of him because I was, being a little fanboy at the time. And we started talking, and he told me how, like, yeah, that Canada was still closed, and it sucked, I mean, for him and for a lot of business out there. But they just opened, so I guess you guys are finally, you guys are good now. But here in Miami's been open for a while. Now we don't even wear a mask anymore. It's not required to use a mask. Only the Ubers asks you to wear a mask. But I go to restaurants now, but I still wear the mask because I'm trying to be safe for myself. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not about people. To me, it's about me, and I'm trying to be safe. So right now, I'm still wearing the mask when I go to places. I don't want to catch COVID. I already caught it on November, but I don't want to catch it for the second time. It was not fun.
Yeah, man, it's such a crazy time, and I know a lot of people have been like sitting it out, taking the year off. You did the opposite. You're like, you know what? I'm gonna go out there. I'm gonna fight. You ended up getting a UFC call. You're 2 fights now into the UFC. How cool is it? How cool is it to be able to say I'm a UFC fighter?
Hey man, it's dope, man. It's a dream come true. You know what I mean? Like I always say it, man. To this day, sometimes I'm like, I'm always gonna be me. You know what I mean? Everybody knows who I am and how I am. I'm a very simple guy. I'm not a materialistic person. I don't really care about being liked by everybody. You don't like me, who cares? You know what I mean? It is what it is. Uh, I don't care. I'm not a cloud chaser. I like to market myself because I need that. But I'm not a cloud chaser. I'm a different guy. I'm old school. You know what I mean? And I forget I'm a UFC fighter sometimes. You know what I mean? Like I got to places and people are like, oh, just say you're a UFC fighter. I'm like, nah, man, I don't do that. You know what I mean? But it's cool. It's cool to know that, man. I get a uh, it's kind of like I used to watch this a lot. You know what I mean? You see, like we talked a little earlier. Like I watch a lot of fights. I'm always cornering. I've been in this game for 14 years, and I've been in it like deep in it. Like I go corner. I'm a coach. I go corner. I'm always at the events. If it's not grappling events, it's amateur events. If not, it's professional events. I'm commentating as well in Global Legion. I'm doing a lot when it comes down to the community of MMA. You know what I mean? And like now I'm like I said, I used to watch all these fighters and all these guys doing all this. Now I'm part of it, and it's dope. You know what I mean? I get a lot of love from a lot of people. You have a lot of like young fighters now, like sending me messages, asking me questions, tips. Oh, what should I do? How should I do it? How you made it there? And that's pretty cool because I never did that. But I think because, like I said, I'm old school, so we didn't have social media. Even when we did get social media, I was already in my late mid 20s, almost late 20s when social media became really famous. So I didn't really like reach out to like my favorite fighters and ask them questions. I didn't do that. You know what I mean? I just didn't. You know what I mean? I guess I wouldn't say it's because it's an old school mentality. I don't think it's that, but I just think like I guess back in the days you reach out to your by writing them letters. Remember, like you have to write them
Yeah.
letters and send it to them. And I'm not that kind of guy. You know what I mean? So, but now, like now that I'm, I'm where I'm at, and I get people reaching out to me, I like to give them, I open those messages and I talk to them back. I talk to a lot of my fans, and it's cool. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna lie to you. Like, uh, I'll be lying if I say it's not cool to feel like that. To know that you're part of what you used to look up to a lot. I used to look up to all these UFC fighters and want to be part of it. Now I am. So it's dope, man. It's really cool. I'm representing Colombia. You know what I mean? If you notice it, I already got the shirt on. All right,
Yep.
so it's just dope, man. You know what I mean? Right now, well, we're only like 5, 6 of us in the UFC, and it's just cool, man. It's very humbling to be part of this and be able to put that flag out there, represent Colombia, and just do my thing.
Speaking of Colombia, you must be watching the Copa America right now. How intense are you into that?
Ah, man, soccer is look, man. I always say, to me, the closest thing to like fighting is soccer, and I'm not saying like this, not like the sport. I mean the passion. People don't understand how much passion we have for soccer. Like the closest thing to, because when you watch a fight, there's so much passion watching a fight, especially if you know the person. If you don't know the person, it's just your favorite fighter, you still get nervous. You get nervous for them. I used to get nervous for George St. Pierre. You know what I mean? That was my favorite fighter. I didn't want to see him lose, and then I'll have people betting against me, and I'll be like, no. And when I watch the fight, I used to sweat. I used to get sweaty. My hands would get sweaty. I'd be like, I don't even know that guy. You know what I mean? So when my students or my teammates or my friends are fighting, like, oof, it's crazy. I feel it. And when the fight is happening, it's just so much adrenaline. It's raw. And I think soccer is the only thing that brings that kind of like intensity. And people don't understand. Like, if you're not into soccer, if you didn't grow up with that kind of in that culture, you're not gonna get it. You're gonna be like, wow, a goal, like you scored, wow, But you don't understand for us what a goal is. Like when you're winning, it's dope. And we're not doing so great. I'm not gonna lie to you. I think like we had a couple of rough games, like against Peru, against Brazil. We were able to tie Argentina. We were able to beat, if I'm not wrong, it was Ecuador, and I forgot who else. I was watching the games. You get me wrong, and we're about to play Saturday Uruguay. So, like I said, I'm happy. I'm always gonna root for my team. It's just that I I'm always gonna cheer for my team, and I want them to win. You know what I mean? That's what I want. I always want them to win. But I feel like we with the team that we have right now, it's a lot of new players, and we're getting chemistry. And to
Yeah.
get chemistry, it takes time. And we're playing good. It's just that I feel like sometimes we're a little sloppy in the game. You know what I mean? And it happens. We're getting chemistry. Like I said, it happens to any sport, anybody that's a new group together. We don't have the same group that we had in the last World Cup. A lot of those players are not there anymore. You know what I mean? So there's a new group. And I just look forward for them to keep getting experience and keep doing their thing. I believe we're gonna win Saturday, and then we're gonna get the winner between Argentina and I don't know who else. I think it's Peru. Is it Peru? Argentina?
I think it's Venezuela or Ecuador. I think.
Ecuador. So it's the winner between Argentina and Ecuador. So I just look forward for them to win every a game at a time, a game at a time. You know what I mean? Like I said, we were up in Brazil, but even when we were winning, and it was an amazing goal that we scored. I don't think like after that goal we were like we played very defensive. We didn't really try to score again, and then the whole thing happened with the ref, and then Colombia was just trying to kill Neymar in the field, and then we got all disconcentrated, and then they scored the last 30 seconds. Those are things that gets me mad. Because at the end of the day, I get it, but you're upset of what happened, but you gotta stay focused, And but no matter what, I'm always gonna bleed this shirt. I'm always gonna sweat. I'm always gonna be with these people. You know what I mean? Like this is my country, man. This is what I represent. I don't care. We lose, we win. I don't care. I'm always gonna this is love right here, man. Nothing's gonna change for me. Colombia could lose, win, not make it to World Cup. I don't care. I'm always gonna represent.
I feel the same way. I'm from Spain, so anytime Spain's playing, I root for them. Fortunately, we've had more luck than Colombia recently, so more for me
Yeah,
to
you
choose.
guys just beat who? You guys just beat I didn't see it. I haven't been able to watch the Euro Cup because I'm training and everything is in the afternoons, and I just been losing track of the games. I don't lose track of my games because it's Colombia, you know what I mean? But I lose track of the other games. I missed the Portugal games. Cristiano Ronaldo is my favorite player, so I watch him play a lot. And I missed the Portugal games, and I missed the one they played Belgium. I've been missing all the games from the Euro Cup, man. And those are great. Euro Cup is a great teams playing. It's beautiful soccer. You know what I mean? Like, uh, it's different soccer. If you notice that European soccer and South American soccer is just a little different. And I think like the top teams of Europe and the top teams of South America, they always play beautiful soccer. It's great soccer to it. You watch very high level soccer, and that's cool. You know what I mean? I like that. I've been missing on it. You know, that's because of training right now. I've got to fight in 4 weeks, so that's why.
Speaking of your fight in 4 weeks, I mean, it's a huge fight here. Choi a little while ago was a man on a mission. A lot of people had a lot of hype behind him. He's suffering a little bit of a streak, I guess, where he's suffering. He had that stint in South Korea where he had to go and do military duty. What's your thoughts on this matchup? Do you think it's a perfect matchup for you? I think stylistically this is great, but what's your opinion?
You know, I can't always look at it if the matchup is good for me. I'll take any fight. You know what I mean? If you're gonna put me in, like I got into the UFC to fight anybody. You want to give me Ryan Hall, jiu-jitsu guy, just wants to go and try to leg lock me? Let's go. You know what I mean? You want to give me a wrestler, like you give me Jerry Gordon? Let's go. You want to give me TJ Brown? Let's go. You want to give me now a Toho trick to strike with me? Let's go. You know what I mean? I don't got time for me to get like, oh, it's not a good style for me. I don't care. I believe I'm going to become a UFC champion and bring that belt to Colombia. So whoever they put in front of me, let's go. You know what I mean? And I think like Choi brings a lot of I think like what he brings a lot is a lot of striking. I think everybody could tell that's what it is. That's what he does. I bring striking myself too. You know, I think I'm a better striker. I think like I believe I have more. I want to say more tools, but like he gets a little wild. I think I'm a little bit more. I'm sharper. And I make smarter decisions. I think he sometimes gets into the emotional part of the fight, and he just wants to. And that's when he's gotten caught. I believe I'm a little bit more, and he's a patient guy. Like he starts very patient, kind of like me. I feel like we're a little bit alike in the sense of like we both have like sideways stands, like karate kind of stands. We like to throw our kicks. We like to throw straight punches. We time things. We wait for we like to wait. We don't just rush. But while the fight is happening and it's getting a little intense, he starts getting intense too. He gets a little sloppy, and I think that's what makes us different. And I believe I'm a better grappler as well too. I believe he just got his black belt recently, like about 2-3 months ago. I've been having my black belt for like 4 or 5 years. I believe I've been, you know, nobody has really seen my ground in the UFC because of the fact that I've been striking you saw me as a striker the last two fights, and even though I took down TJ Brown in the fight, it was in the last third round, the last minute. And all you saw was just a little bit of takedowns. Even when I took down Jared Gordon, you didn't get to see ground. You just saw me taking him down once, and he got back up, and then he took me down later. So I think people haven't seen my ground. I'm not saying I'm gonna use it all over. You know, I'm just saying like if it comes down to I have to take him down and grapple him, I don't have a problem. You know what I mean? Like I believe I'm one of the most well-rounded fighters in the world. So wherever this fight goes, I'm ready.
You're also surrounded by a great team there, MMA Masters. A lot of great guys there. I know Mike Perry's trained out of there. Colby Covington's there. Miguel Baeza trains there. What's your, I guess sum up that team. What's the secret behind the success there at MMA Masters?
Well, first thing, Mike Perry's not with us anymore. He just came in, did a camp, and he's out. He's not with us. I want to take him out of out of there. You know, he just came for a camp. He just came for a camp. He did his thing, and now he's gone. You know what I mean? You know, it is what it is. The brotherhood. I'm always gonna say that we have a solid team. That our coaches are very dedicated coaches. You know what I mean? They're really into the fight, the team and the fighters. They like to strategize, break down stuff. You know, they like to give attention to each fighter that has a fight coming up. They do a great job of helping the fighters. I feel like I don't know. I don't go to all the gyms to know what is going on over there. But I can only believe I heard stories where you know some coaches are not really doing, you know, they have favoritism and they take one fighter and that's it. They ignore everybody else. Like no, my coaches are always on top of the whole team. They're every day. You don't miss my coaches are there every day. Now the teammates, we all help each other. We all got mad love for each other, and all we do is help each other. And that's another thing. You know what I mean? I feel like sometimes growing up, because I came from other gyms before I got to my masters. And one thing you know is that you could have selfish teammates. They only think about themselves. They only want to be about them. And no, MMA Masters is a family. We dare to help each other. And I think I'll say one of the most important things, which is supposed to be, is the technique. We have great technique. Our coaches are great, and they teach us great stuff. And we all so the gym has to have great technique. I mean, it cannot just be love, man. It cannot be love and brotherhood and friendships. You know what I mean? No, you have to have a great technique. And I think my coaches bring a lot of great technique. They've been in the game for a long time. They've been in the UFC coaching for a very long time. They understand the game so well. And us as well, we help each other a lot. So I think those are the keys of our success.
One of the things that you haven't had yet the opportunity to experience was fighting in front of the UFC crowd. Once again, you're going to the UFC Apex. What's it like there at the UFC Apex? What's your experience like in the empty crowd? And do you prefer the empty crowd versus an audience?
I can't tell you the difference, because the problem is that, okay, I used to fight with a crowd before I got to the UFC. But the thing is that I used to fight for the max was 500 people. Probably let's say that promotion sold hard and it was 500 to 1,000 people. That doesn't compare to the UFC. Those are thousands of people screaming. So I don't know how that energy is. I don't know it yet. You know what I mean? And fighting without a crowd, I fought like about 3 weeks before my UFC debut without a crowd. That's when I got my Global Legion champion, Global Legion belt. I fought without a crowd, so when I went to do my debut, I was already used to not having a crowd, so it was not a big deal. And the second fight was not a big deal either. I felt comfortable. It's just you walk in, there's only a few people there, the camera people, the staff, the announcers, the commentators, everything. But there's no crowd. There's nobody screaming. You don't have that energy, and I kind of got used to it. I think I'm good to do it again like that. If the moment I fight for a crowd, it will be a great experience, because I haven't experienced that yet, and it'll be great to experience it. But I guess it's not my turn yet, so I still got one more fight after this one in my contract. So hope the next one I do get a crowd.
Yeah, I mean, they've been going to Florida too, so it's quite possible that they put you on an event there if they go back to Florida for a pay-per-view.
Yes, sir. That'll be dope.
All right, so I'll ask you a couple more here, and then I'll let you go. Yeah, so you're back, Choi, big name. Do you feel like, in a little bit of a way, like this is almost I wouldn't say a must win, because you do have another fight on your contract, but do you think in order to kind of propel yourself to the next level after going 1-1, do you feel like a win here would be huge?
Oh, I have to, man. First of all, I hate losing. I hate losing more than what I like winning. You know what I mean? And like I said, man, like, I don't want to call myself a sore loser, but you should be a sore loser. Like, you shouldn't like losing. You know what I mean? But I really hate losing. I don't make excuses. That's one thing I will never do. I will never make excuses. But I hate losing. You know what I mean? I'm not comfortable with losing. Like, I think people lose and it's okay with them. They got to check off. I lost, but I'm in the UFC. No, man. I don't want the UFC to cut me. I don't want to get cut. I want to retire in the UFC. I want to be able to say, I'm done, and I'm leaving. I'm done because I just don't want to fight no more. It is what it is. But I don't want to get cut there. You see, I don't want to have just a 1 year experience there and that's it. Like, I don't want to go through that. You know what I mean? And so yeah, I have to win this fight. I have to win this fight, and at the same time, it's not about just my job in there. It's about, do you really? Because my job is to become a champion. I want to be a champion, and Choi is right there for me to be, and for me to step up in the division. People forget that Choi, when he fought Jeremy Stevens, was the number 13 guy in the world. Then he lost. Is what it is. That was Jeremy Stevens. Before people forget who he is. And then he lost to Charlie Jourdain at Jourdain.
Yeah.
Charlie Jourdain is a great fighter. So he's lost to three. Cub Swanson, come on, man. He lost to three great fighters. The thing is that he got stuck with the army and I think the military with the Korea. So he hasn't fought for a while. So he got out of the rankings. But this is still Choi we're talking about. And I remember watching him fight when I was in my house, just tuning in and watching him fight. So So yeah, no man, I have to beat him. I have to beat him so my name could get bigger and get out there, and I could make noise, so I could get closer and closer to the top 10, then top 5, and then title, and keep doing my thing.
So you talked about how you hate losing. I'm one of those people too. I'd rather tie than lose. Like I don't need to win, just don't lose. Obviously, your last performance didn't go your way against Jared Gordon. What is the biggest lesson you're going to take from that fight and apply to this one?
Um, I would say have a smarter camp. I think like I did a little too old school in this fight. I think I just went out there and just train, and it worked for me. It was working for me. But I think like I guess finally like it didn't work for me for the first time, and I started noticing something. I'm like, okay, I guess I'm 34 years old, and I think and to me age is not a problem because I kept myself really really healthy through all these years. Never suffered a big injury, thank God. You know what I mean? Let me think. Let me make a little prayer. I don't got wood around here to knock right now, so let me just do a little. So I'm just trying to be a smarter fighter. Not even just a fight, but I mean like outside the cage. I never took supplements in my life. I took supplements here and there, like a protein shake once in a while, but I don't take BCAAs, fish oils, multivitamins. I don't take any of that stuff. This is the first camp I'm doing that. You know what I mean? This is the first camp I'm actually taking supplements. I'm trying new things right now, and I feel like my last fight, I think like I just was a little too old school. I was just training, and who knows? I said I don't know. People tell me sometimes you could have burned yourself out. I don't like I said I don't make excuses, so I don't want to agree with that. I mean, I'm just going based on what people are telling me around, and I'm like, and I know how I felt in the fight too. I'm like, okay, at the same time, I gotta give credit to Jared. Jared did his thing, you know what I mean? But I think that the best approach I'm doing right now is just doing more of the recovery part about it, and about a new bed. I will have to say that I had a messed up bed going into the second fight. And it doesn't mean anything. It doesn't mean that that's why I lost the fight. But I mean, like now I bought a therapeutic bed. I got a therapeutic bed. It's a fire ass bed. Um, and like I said, now I'm taking supplements. Now I'm actually sometimes I'm a little sore, and I'm like, you know what? Let me rest. Before I'll be sore, I'm like, let's do more. You know what I mean? So now I'm just resting a little bit more. I'm still training tense. I still train hard. It's not gonna stop me, but just taking a little bit more of a break. Like today, I took a little break. I went to the gym. I did a couple of drills. Doing my kicks, doing my stuff. And the coach told me like, you should just go home and rest. You put enough. Normally, I'll be like, no, let's do 2 more sessions. You know what I mean? Nah. Now I'm kind of like listening to my body a little bit more instead of just pushing and pushing it. I think we already warriors you already warriors in our minds, and sometimes we just gotta like listen to our bodies just a little bit more.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's a great point. A lot of guys just they're used to doing it their way and they don't adapt. And I think that's going to be key in this fight. I'm rooting for you, man. Best of luck, and I can't wait to see you perform. Before we go, is there any sponsors or anyone you want to thank before we end it?
All right, okay. When it comes to sponsors, I always forget names. I want to give a shout out. Okay, first, my sponsors, Dynamic Wellness, Smoothie Spot, White Lion Therapeutic, Stretch Zone, Low Blow. Um, I'm not missing anything. Let me see. I don't want to make Fernandez Dental, um, Health Source, Chiropractic. Okay, those are the ones I wanted to first give a spot. But now I want to give a shout out to my manager and my management team, First Round Management, Antonio. He does the man. People don't understand, like, this guy does so much for me, and he don't get enough credit sometimes, you know what I mean? Because, you know, most of the times fighters get it, people get credit from fighters. It's more like the coach of the team and the teammates. People get my manager does a lot of things for me too. There's a reason why I get sponsors, the reason why I get a lot of things. Oh, Mamba watches. I almost forgot about giving them a shout out. So so a shout out to my manager Antonio Santiago. He's to me the best manager in the world. He's just done everything for me. He's one of my best friends. And of course, shout out to my gym, MMA Masters, my coaches, Mr. Carneiro, Daniel Verde, all my teammates, You know, I'm a coach there too, so my students, you know what I mean? And I just can't wait, man. I just can't wait to get in there. And, you know, I didn't give them a W the last time. You know what I mean? I gotta give them a W now, man. This was the Jared Gordon. The fight with Jared Gordon is the first time all my students and a lot of my this is the first time they see me lose. You know, ever since I became a coach, they never see me lose. All they seen is the win streak. You know, I have losses previous to that, but the problem is that I wasn't a coach at the time. So now everything since I became a coach, I've been a winner. And all of a sudden, they saw me lose for the first time. You know, so I didn't like that. You know, I don't like disappointing my people. You know, like I just don't. And you know, and a shout out to my family, my friends, and all the fans that have sent me nothing but good vibes. And you know, and you know, I'm just very thankful, man. I'm a very thankful person right now. You know, I'm in a stage of my life and in my career where I could do is say thank you. You know what I mean? Nothing else. You know what I mean? Like, just thank you, bro. Thank you for your interview. I just want to say thank you to everybody that's helped me out.